So in this next training video, I'm going to look at the importance of consistent contact for a young horse as much as it is for an older horse. We're going to use a very basic exercise which will give you some ideas and hopefully help you to feel when the contact is or isn't good enough. So I'm setting up a nice walk at the moment and I'm working on an inside track, and I'm going to use the markers around the school as my guide points. So at every letter I'm going to make a transition either up to trot or down to walk. So here we go. So as I make the transitions, interesting. As I make the transitions, I'm thinking about the horse's outline being consistent, and I'm thinking about whether or not the horse is in front of my aids. And I also want to make sure that my hand isn't being restrictive and too strong. Oh no, we're just going to spook at that again. Oh boy. So make a transition to trot again here. And I think it's really important that you are conscious as a rider of how consistent your rein aid is. And by that I mean whether or not it goes baggy and floppy as your horse moves his head and neck, or as you make a transition up or down. And all the time I'm trying to keep my hand forward so that the horse is walking and working forward into a confident contact. Good boy. We have a little change of rein. We'll do the same thing going the other way. Every time he peeps up to have a look at something, I just make a little wriggle down the rein, make sure that I keep putting him into my outside contact and encouraging him to concentrate on his work. The same thing is true in the transitions to canter. Whoop. So this horse has got quite a naturally big canter, so it takes time for him to organise his legs in the right order. So I will always try and pick somewhere in the school so that I make sure that when it comes to test riding in a competition, I'll make sure that the horse knows what I'm going to expect of him when I apply the aids. Good boy. And also helps me to ride a much more accurate test. And if you can ride an accurate test, you might just get an extra mark or so here or there. Ooh. Good boy. Very good. So I make a real point when I'm training, for myself as much as anything, that I am riding two markers, and that I'm making sure that if I apply an aid and nothing happens, I go back and do it again, because I want the horse to be thinking and attentive all the time. Good boy. Don't scoot. Oops, I'll do that again because that was particularly rubbish. And again, working in canter on the long side, on an inside track, just testing my reins, making sure that he's not sitting on my contact. Good boy. I'm pleased there that when I give the rein, the horse's head doesn't sink down and pull me forward off my seat. Shows me that he's carrying himself and he's not relying on my hand to hold everything together. Ooh. I missed my marker there a little bit, that was annoying. Good boy. Oh, lovely. The idea really with any young horse is that you can help the balance and the organisation. You're going to keep a light rein so that they're not relying on you to keep them upright or hold the canter together, for example. Good. Oh, good boy. Back to a nice rhythm in the trot. And from a young horse point of view, I like them to work quite round because they don't need to be any higher in their head carriage really at this stage of training, and certainly helps them stay more relaxed. And in the middle of a session I can drop them a little bit rounder, and as they become stronger as an older horse you can ride them a little bit more up and a little bit more organisation and engagement from the hind legs. Ooh. Forward. Good boy. So using a simple exercise like making transitions at every marker or every other marker helps you as a rider to think ahead and plan ahead, and also gives the horse better preparation for the transitions that you're making, and also makes them think a little bit more about what you're asking them to do.